Hey there, beautiful souls. Just Intuitive Angel Healer here with your grounded guide to the spiritually awakened survivors of the toxic shadows. Welcome to my YouTube channel and updated podcast channel, Spoken Like an Angel, Enlightenment for Survivors, where my prophetic words are meant to help stimulate so you can raise your vibe and elevate. Thank you so much for being here today, beautiful souls. It is August 16th, 2023, and today's episode is A Nice Surprise is on the Horizon. Don't stop believing, chosen one. And that is the main point of this whole talk today is believing. When you stop believing, that is when you give up and give in to the darkness. And that is why the darkness tries so hard to come counteract your positive attitude. When you get up and you're like, I'm going to have a positive day. And then immediately after you say that 111, as I say this, you stumble and you trip and you hit your big toe on the coffee table and you spill your coffee on the floor. Now, I've had those mornings before. I went to go take a drink of my coffee and then I missed my whole mouth and poured it all over my chest. So I have had those mornings definitely. But that is where Spirit is trying to remind you that you have a choice in this moment to, you can react, you can get it all out and get upset if you want. There's no problem with that. But it's about carrying it on from that moment. Get it out in that moment, express yourself in that moment, as long as it's not hurting anyone. But, if you need to go outside and yell, scream, whatever you need to do, but get it out of you so you can continue on your day and not have a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That was a book that we read, Alexander and the No Good, Very Good, No Good, Bad Day. I can't even say it. Yeah, I took you all the way back to elementary on that one. Maybe middle school, but all right, beautiful souls. I want to get into this message that I channeled here, and if you're new to my talks here, I usually give a little bit of inspiration, and then I give channeled messages for the collective, and these messages are usually, Spirit works in different ways, but these are geared towards my collective out there that are survivors, but you're enlightened and you're trying to either get out of the toxic shadows or you've already gotten out of them and you're starting to heal. And go check out I'm going to be putting out a new video, so that's why it's important for you guys to subscribe, because I'm going to be putting out a new video, my Toxic Shadows series, so you guys can understand and have a little bit more meaning about that. So I want to start off with this prayer. Go ahead and close your eyes with me if you'd like, if you're able to. Dear Lord, thank you for this new day. Please speak your truth to our minds and fill our hearts with your peace. We seek your will and wisdom in all things. Please lead and guide us and deliver us from evil. May we be the reason that someone smiles today, and may we serve you well. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. And that's on hopeforthebrokenhearted.com. I love that prayer. Spirit wants me to read it every day, so I'm doing as I'm guided. And all right, so I'm going to get into this message. I felt like I was supposed to share something else. I'm sure it'll pop back up here if I'm supposed to read it, right? Okay, so let's get into, I want to start off with this message. You have somebody out there, maybe a water sign, maybe a Scorpio, but I feel like you're dealing with an air sign out there. Looks like a Libra. It looks like you're going to get the blindfold taken off you've been feeling stuck in the middle, maybe having a bit of denial, but Spirit's going to be showing you that there's going to be an ending, but a new beginning for you. So an ending for them and a new beginning for you. It's important right now that you surrender to Spirit, surrender to the situation. Do not let people get your goat. Do not let them poke the bear. If they do poke the bear, you go run a mile and walk away, but it's very important to practice. I'm hearing the technique of gray rocking, because right now people are trying to get you stuck in this karmic pattern with them. Spirit's been showing you 1111 as your sign everywhere to let you know new beginnings are coming. Keep going, you're on the right track. Beginnings need endings though, so tie up these loose ends, and you're about to get this information that you've been withheld to be stuck in this confused state. So I'm sure you, if this resonates with you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's where Spirit wants you to know that a surprise is on the horizon. Don't look at this present moment and the things that are out of your control. Look at the things that you can control and make actionable steps every day on, and do the things that you're able to. But all the rest of it, surrender it to Spirit. Add some is a word Spirit wants you to know, and it means I am here, I attend you. And you can say this as a single word affirmation of your own strength and focus in this present moment. And you can use it as a command when you're distracted. So add some, ADSUM, I arrive. This declares arrival at goals. Add some, I am here. That helps stop being distracted. So you can say add some, and that's a word you can use that will command your attention back, because that's where the devil likes to play in your subconscious, is what I'm hearing. And he likes to tap in and show you the worst case scenarios so you'll give up hope, because once you give up hope, then you have now disconnected with your angels. And that's why it's important for you to stay connected to your hope right now, because Archangel Jeremiel is out there with many of my light workers. If you've been seeing 444 and 1111, this is definitely confirmation. Archangel Jeremiel is around you. This is the archangel that helps us devote self to spiritual acts of service and attains divine wisdom and helps get you unstuck. This archangel also helps translate and decipher dreams and your visions. And you're going through a life review right now. Archangel Jeremiel's aura is eggplant purple. So if you've been seeing that color around you, that energy around you, maybe you need to wear that color more to bring out that energy. This is going to help you ultimately clear out your third eye. You are naturally clairvoyant, but all the trauma has covered up your third eye, and the third eye is different than your other chakras. That is the portal to the astral realm and to, the divine. So you're not going to have access to that. You're not going to be able to open up your third eye fully if your soul's not ready. That's why you have to do the work, because sometimes you open it up and you force it open, and that's why people get hysteria and stuff, and they get very ungrounded going on their spiritual journey. And that's why you see people that I believe they were out here, connecting with Spirit, but they got a little full of themselves and thought I can, got a little bit of the God complex. And that's why you saw those people. I believe if you see too much, if you connect with something the human mind can't conceive, that's when you run back scared, and you see people running back to religion like there's no tomorrow, because they're afraid, because they saw something that the human mind can't conceive. And that's why I tell you, God and Spirit, whoever you believe in, however you say it, source is only going to give you what you need. And sometimes there's a reason for that, because especially if you're going through the spiritual warfare, your enemies are attacking you in your astral realm. Okay, that's the spiritual realm. If you know information, say Here's an example: your twin flame. If spirit knows people are trying to steal your twin flame and there's all this destiny swapping and all this craziness going on, God's not going to fully give you a clear picture on who your person is, and he may tell you to keep it moving and come back later and talk about it. And us as humans get really frustrated, like, I want to know now, God, why aren't you telling me now? Because it's not divine timing. And if you know it now, if you get this information now, guess what? It's not going to be in your best and highest favor, because it's going to make more work for your angels. That's why you are divinely protected, but don't go out there making more work for your angels. Okay, just try to stay on your path, and if you're having a hard time listening to God or going with what spirit is saying, that's when you need to meditate more, because you're more in your ego side, which is your left side, which is where you function math, instead of your right side, which is where spirit comes in, right side of your brain. And that's where also you have your creativity and creativity. Sorry, I speak slow because I'm channeling it. Creativity is part of your spiritual divine gifts. You cannot connect with that. Is why you, when you start feeling depressed or grief or any of those low emotions and vibrations, that's why you have writer's block if you're a writer. That's why you don't, if you're a musician, you don't feel like you can make that music. That is because it comes within. And that is why you need to release all these negative energies and make space for the better energies. That's how you get an actual change here, beautiful souls. And speaking of musicians, spirit keeps showing me there's a musician out there that needs to take charge and stop getting up in their head. This is a confirmed life purpose. You can naturally play at least 2+ instruments. You're a natural sound healer, by the way, and binaural beats, instrumental music, is a big part of healing your shadow side. Also, you're meant to be making beats, some kind of new age healing music. So when you think of musician, don't automatically think, I don't have a voice, I can't sing, because musician, just like artist, goes over a lot of different genres. So does musician. So how does that word sit with you? What do you feel? What do you immediately think of when you hear the word musician? Okay, because you need to really dive into that and learn new skills. This is going to help your root chakra too heal, because you've been in a lot of fight or flight, and your abundance has been really sketchy. And that's why, because you're not living in your purpose. Spirit wants you to know you're divinely guided and protected to move into this purpose. And you're going to be getting gifts from your ancestors to help you along the way. You also have a grandma here in spirit and an aunt. I'm hearing Nadine, Nanny, Gina, Sue Ellen, and Mary. However those people resonate. They're saying have patience. Start looking up and forward, but look through the eyes of love, look through the eyes of joy. Okay, you know you're going to have problems in this life, whether you have money or not, but you need to face those problems. And if you're running away from a natural gift that you have, spirit is saying that that's a karmic lesson that you need to start addressing, because they've done this to you in many past lifetimes and have crashed your career. This lifetime, you're supposed to stand up, and even if you go to church, and I'm hearing play in the choir, the band, it doesn't matter. Even if you go on the side of the road and get buckets and start drumming, okay, you need to just get out there, because this is what's going to spark that divine blessing for you, is what I'm hearing. That's amazing. So you need to just get out and do something like crazy, totally out of your element. Even just go to a mall and start singing as loud as you can if you've got a good voice. 1444. Angels are with you. But you need to do something to break you out of this tension. That's why if you go to a lot of these coaching, I hear them and they'll curse. And these people are like millionaires that they curse with, and they sprinkle in a couple of curse words. That's why I said less is more. And if you're going to curse, do it sparingly, because then it catches people attention. Like, did you just hear what they said? And it's like, whoo, they just said a bad word. And I'm seeing 1515 as I say that, because we're trained, we're programmed to of what's sociably acceptable and what's not sociably acceptable. But when you are getting your name out there, it doesn't matter. You're trying to find your people. Who cares about? Do you think Tupac went out there? I mean, this is funny. Tupac did not go out there and try to appease anyone. He went out there rowdy when he started, and he caused all kinds of ruckus back in the day. The 90s, there was rappers constantly in and out of jail back then because they didn't care, because they were hungry. They wanted what's theirs, and that's why Snoop Dogg has made it. That's why you see Lil Wayne, they've made it, because they went out there. They went and did all the craziness to get that publicity, to get people, because you got to step out of the norm. Nobody's going to be watching you. If you're a meh, a meh, hi, I'm a meh. You got to see Emoji Movie. He's a meh. And that's all, that's how our world walks around. So I'm hearing, be the strawberry starburst. Okay? Be the yellow starburst. But stop trying to be the Reese's Pieces that is like everybody else. So hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you guys are enjoying this message and you guys are resonating. Definitely go check out my other videos. I've got other readings. I've got love readings so far and angel messages. Definitely go check out. I know they'll help somebody out there in a toxic relationship. Spirit is saying for my collective out here, be careful of the company you keep, because again, toxic energy protects the shadows. So even though you're cool with someone, their energy is affecting you, and if they're around bad people, I was visiting someone for just the day, and that person was a very low vibrational person. I didn't know this person. I was just happened to be there, and within like the couple of hours that I was there, I felt sick. I felt drained. And this was because of the company that was coming over. This was the people that was attached to this person. So people say I'm not in contact with that person. I have nothing to do with them. Well, energy doesn't understand that. Energy can go anywhere. And the quickest way to know that somebody's thinking about you or you're thinking about someone else is that either that you have thoughts of them often, or they just pop up out of nowhere and you haven't thought of them in over 20 years, 1808 as I say that, or you're having dreams about them. Crazy. I had a dream about an ex-friend before I found out all this information, and she astral projected and she was stealing some money, and I was like, she was stealing it from her employer in my dream, and I was like, I'm not with that. I don't steal. I'm not a thief, dude, and I go to work. I don't steal. And she gave me this big old thing of money. It was like she robbed it almost like a bank, and I was like, she's like, here's your money. And me and her had been best friends my whole life. And I was like, I'm good. I looked at the money and I was like, what are you going to do with this? Now you just got a whole big pile of money with guilt. Because I'm not a good thief. I've never been a thief. And I'm like, I don't want the money. So I gave it back to the employer in my dream. And it started on Mercury retrograde. That was my first dream to start off the last Mercury retrograde. And then I'm coming to find out that this person really stepped out of pocket on me and did more than just steal some money. They didn't steal it from I don't know if they stole it from their employer, but I know that stuff's about to come out in the wash of what you did. And I'm just sorry for you, girl. I wish you a lot of love and light, and I hope you find God, because you were the one teaching me about God. And now it's funny because you weren't really teaching me about God. You were teaching me about the parts of God that you could roll with, that you knew because you grew up in the Bible Belt, but you never really showed me true love. And I showed you true love, but that's okay, because what did I just say? Be careful of the company you keep. Toxic energy protects the shadows, and I found this out. Toxic pretending besties switching up. The boss is in on it too. Throwing people under the bus is their mantra, and this is all because I walked away. Because I had an aha moment in my spiritual awakening, and God showed me that this person was going to do nothing but keep bringing chaos into my life, and I had to cut off my best friend, who I thought was my best friend. But when I look back on it, I stopped talking to this person when I was like 15, 16. And my whole life, I thought she was my bestie, and I went above and beyond to go back and connect with her. And that's why I say don't go digging up the past, don't go digging up bones, because some things are better left alone. And I brought her back into my life, and that was my karma I had to pay, is all her chaos that she did under the background, underneath my nose, in my own house. Did not even know this until this year, guys. And I'm 40, and I'm 40s, and I've known this girl since I was like born. How about that one? So it's important to use discernment, and I tell people don't judge people. Oh, they would never do that, because you don't know, because temptation is a mother. You don't know until you're faced with it. Just like when you have a tower moment, you don't know what you're going to do in that moment. I have been in life or death moments, and I personally can say I don't know how I would have reacted. The way that I did react is not how always I thought I would. Okay, because when I worked at the medical field, I remember I was in the Air Force Academy one morning, and the drill sergeant thought he would be funny and haze all his guys, put them through an obstacle course without enough proper clothes, and they end up getting hyperthermia. Okay, and we're not equipped, we're not a hospital anymore, we're just a doctor's office in there. So they brought in like 10 guys, full grown adults with hypothermia, passing out. It was like a mess in the whole thing. And that sergeant got in a lot of trouble, because nobody thought it was funny how they were abusing the soldiers. So people do things in the dark, but those things are coming to light. Something about Tuesday, and it's funny, Spirit even gave me this confirmation, because some of this energy this is y'all's energy, but some of it I resonate with. And it's funny, it says you're a healer, but not everyone's healer. Show them empathy, but release that sympathy. There are pieces of the story you don't know. And it was really hard. So when you're saying I can't leave this person, I just can't. You're talking to the girl who had to let go of people that she's known for 40 some years, not because we couldn't just talk it out. And it wasn't that they just, gossiped about me. They went and did like above and beyond the most stuff. And these are people that I totally put my whole trust, like a sister, in, and turned around and went in cahoots, and everybody went in cahoots with everyone. And that's why God, I guess, put me through this karmic lesson and made me so strong, because it's really hard for me to come out here and share this with you guys sometimes. But in the end, I know it's helping someone, and that's why I do it, not for people to feel sorry for me, but to know that I've been in those situations, and when it comes down to it, I will choose me over anybody. God has taught me that, and it is so important. And you can't love another till you love yourself. And that's the concept you have to start off with. And the rest doesn't matter. All this religion, all these thought concepts, they're all tied into the same thing. They're just got different names on it. The whole concept of religion should be based on love. And that's why I'm spiritual, because that allows me to be a part of all of God's creation. Because if it's here on earth and it's part of doctrine and it's high vibration and it's love and light, it came from God. It came from God. It didn't come from the devil. The devil works in confusion, fear, and ugliness. So I know when I'm speaking to God, and I know I've learned, I didn't know this before, but now I know it without a shadow of doubt. Archangel Chamuel is definitely around you if you're healing those toxic relationships and healing yourself. She's helping you to embrace healthy relationships and see that these people come in to teach you a lesson, and not everybody's meant to be your blessing or meant to stay with you. But if you can look at these people and not take it personally and send them love and light, and take with you the memories that you made, and focus on the positive, because if you didn't run into these people, you would still be at the same mindset that you were. And 25-25, as I say that, I know that all these I've had a lot of hard karmic lessons to go through, because they get harder each time you don't learn them. And I guess I just didn't want to learn mine, or I think light workers are on the fast path to enlightenment. So we get a whole bunch of karmic lessons getting cray cray with it down here. And that's why sometimes you're like, whoa, I got all these lessons. It's okay, because that just means that you are meant to do more here in the world. So take that with a grain of salt. I know that sometimes when you're going through it, that doesn't feel good to hear, but you do have a bigger purpose, and God's really not going to give you more than you can handle. I promise. I am walking, talking proof. Come talk to me if you need some help with that. But Spirit wants me to read you this out of the book of Angel Power Wisdom Cards, and it's Beautiful Souls. You inspire and uplift others. Your soul is the spirit that longs to be heard as it leads you closer to the divine source and wisdom. Your soul is a beautiful energy that is made manifest within you and inspire others. Its presence in you holds divine purpose, inner wisdom, integrity, and infinite knowing. You are the spirit that wants to change the world, to bring peace and harmony for your children to live in a better place. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. You encourage others to become the best versions of yourself. Believe in yourself and stop. You gotta ignore those repetitive thoughts of shame, blame, and guilt, and stop ignoring the repetitive thoughts your angels are sending to you, because those are actually answers to your prayers. Even if it seems like, whoa, way out of reach, meditate on it. And that sounds kind of corny when people say meditate on it, pray on it, but it literally, you have to meditate. Meditating doesn't mean you have to sit there like a monk, a Buddhist monk. No, it is about sitting there being in a singular, just letting your mind just sit there and not thinking about anything, but just putting yourself in a thought of nothing. You're just sitting there, it's like daydreaming. The easiest way to explain it to you, if you're a Pisces, especially, because you daydream when you stare off into the far off beyond, that's meditating. Okay, I think people they made the whole position, because we look kind of crazy when we're dissociating or we're staring off into space, and then somebody gets in your view and they're like, whoa, because you look all crazy. Yeah. So that's why people sit in the little thing, that the position. But ultimately, you are a unicorn. Unicorn is your spirit animal. You have the ability to manifest instantly, unlimited resources. You have pure heart and intentions, and that's why Spirit gave you this path to manifest. So that's why it's important to keep your thoughts high and bright, and don't have all these karmics clouding your energy, because what they're going to do, they're just trained. They don't know no better. Just like a Cat Williams, I'm hearing about a hater's got to hate. Okay, that's his character. That's what he's got to do. He don't know no better. A karmic's got a karmic. Okay, because they're not awakened. Especially some of these karmics aren't even people. You're getting the human aspect mixed up with the demon aspect, because these are demonic entities that are attached to your best friend. So it used to be your best friend. It ain't your best friend no more, because they sold their soul to the devil. There's no soul in there no more. I know this resonates with somebody out there. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button if this is resonating. Just use your discernment moving forward and know that the best is yet to be. A lot of you think that this is where it ends, but new beginnings are happening for you. But you got to believe and you got to heal. You got to heal those wounds, because what it is it's your shadow side. Your shadow is collecting not only your stuff from that you got to heal, but your parents on both sides. Okay, it's not your ego, it's your shadow. It's a collective of all the karmic lessons of all your genealogy. That is why it's important to keep your shadow smaller, because if not, you've seen people that have a huge shadow side. They're on Jersey Shore. They're on those reality shows that they get all crazy and they hit and yell and scream and cuss and bite and spit. Who wants to be like that? Nobody. That's the devil triggering you. That's an empath being triggered by a narcissist. Nobody wants that. Work with Archangel Chamuel and Archangel Raphael. That's the healing angel of unconditional love and the healing angel of healing. Archangel Raphael can help you break these unhealthy ties. And the only reason why you're going to unhealthy ties is because you were taught that younger, okay? Your parents' example or not example is what set you up for failure. But it's not about blaming anyone. It's about becoming aware of it and changing it, because now you have the power. I am giving you your power right now. Boop, there's your power. You may go change your path and actually get to your real destiny, because you're not going to a karmic destiny. I just took that away. Take it away, spirit. They're going to learn their lesson. And so it is. Amen. Let's get you some names. So I got Lola, Bobby Sue, and then I got Bobby Jean, and I think that's Marilyn Monroe. So Bobby Sue Jean, I think, is Marilyn Monroe. Miranda, Monet, Johnny, and then Johnny Cash, Sarah, Lita, Richard, Bobby, Cunningham, and then I heard Happy Days, the old show, and the Fonz, and Monique, Carrie, and Henry. And then the song is Don't Stop Believing, Hold on to that feeling, Street lights, people. That's from Journey. I'm just being silly. So something significant about Tuesday, too, beautiful souls. So let me know how this message resonates with you. Definitely hit that bell button so you guys are getting the new videos that I'm going to be putting out. Definitely going to be putting out some series to help you, teach you how to handle your toxic shadows and start stepping in the enlightenment path that you were destined for. Honesty and communication is really important right now. And Spirit is saying to get inspired. Get out there and or find something that inspires you so you can get that motivation. Love and light, beautiful souls. Your angels love you. I love you. And God definitely loves you. Have a great day and don't give up.